Collation of election results commences in Anambra governorship election. And House of Representatives Committee on University Education cautioned Vice Chancellors against expending unappropriated funds. Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission sails 5 textile warehouses in Kano over sale of underweight and shortened fabrics. Thank you very much for staying with us. This is the news at 11 on NTA News 24. I am Charles Alpha with the news. A collection of results in the Anambra State governorship election has begun, and our correspondent from different locations within the state reports that the exercise has been peaceful.
2.8 million voters in 5,718 polling units deciding the fate of 16 candidates, and only one will win to occupy the #1 seat in Anambra State. Appreciable number of the polling units opened early. Voters turned out considerably okay. Security personnel on ground.
There's no problem. I want them to register me.
We need to have about 3 or 4 polling units so that we'll be having easier voters.
For the men whose eyes on the ball, pleased with the process, but reservations about an unholy trade.
Loudly, there have been vote buying, and then that has become the biggest menace.
We have confidence in the system, that the system eventually will sort it all out. It's vigilance. People are vigilant. We're organized. We're united, and we'll follow the process. From the polling unit, we'll follow it to the collation at the ward, and from the ward, we'll follow through to the local government and to the state.
1, 2, 3.
Complaints noted by INEC, job done by candidates and the voters. Many back home with expectations, apprehension and anxiety as sorting and counting of ballots continue. Expectedly, it is going to be a long night in Anambra State. Mie Ogidi, NTA News.
Vice President Kashim Shettima has left Belém, Brazil for Abuja after a successful diplomatic engagement in the South American country where he represented President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. At the 30th session of the United Nations Climate Change Conference. During the event, Nigeria reaffirmed its determination to continue to use its influence to seek solutions to climate change in Africa and beyond. The conference, convened by President of Brazil, Lula da Silva, in collaboration with the United Nations and other global partners, was held from November 6th to 7th in the city of Belém, capital of the state of Pará, in the Brazilian Amazon. Vice President Shettima also represented President Bola Tinubu at a high-level thematic session titled Climate and Nature, Forests and Oceans, on the margins of the COP30, where he delivered Nigeria's bold statement. The Nigerian Vice President also took part in the launch of Tropical Forest Forever Fund and participated in a roundtable chaired by President Lula on climate and nature, as well as an Amazonian cocktail for head sub-delegation hosted by the President of Brazil. And Nigeria has reaffirmed its determination to continue to use its influence to lead the way in seeking solutions to climate change matters in Africa and beyond. Special advisor to the President on National Economic Council and Climate Change, Rukaya El-Rufai, disclosed this in an interview while giving a recap of the Vice President's participation in COP30 held in Belém, Brazil. She said Nigeria will use its influence to mobilize finance for the country, as well as advocate the adaptation finance for African nations in order to collectively tackle the challenge of climate change.
Start mobilizing for implementation, especially at state level, at the local level for local climate action. Now operationalizing our nationally determined contributions. Like I said, it ends with investment pipelines, creating bankable project that de-risk and is able to attract all these pledges we keep hearing, because we are also hearing countries that are able to tap into, climate finance. And another thing that I know the whole world will look up to for Nigeria is African leadership. So we do have, our influence in the regional ECOWAS platform, and also, at AU platforms to demonstrate that we are that big brother. And so it's just to go and really galvanize all stakeholders, both in public and private sectors, to make sure we implement our NDCs and make it work for us and the natural capital we have and the key sectors. And don't forget that we're an oil-producing nation with big, vast, abundant gas resources and, of course, renewables. It's just to continue to do that, to implement.
State House correspondent Abraman Jubila reports that the presidential aide added that Nigeria's natural resources will also play a key role in mitigating the effect of climate change, concentrating on resilience and ensuring that there is long-term shared value creation, as the government will continue to prioritize climate and nature, as well as ensuring that it leads on the necessary climate policies. And on to other matters. In continuation of its statutory oversight of federal universities, the House of Representatives Committee on University Education is advising the Vice Chancellors to desist from spending unappropriated funds or face punishment under the Financial Crime Law. This came from the committee chairman, Abubakar Hassan Fulata, during an interface with the management of the Federal University of Technology, Owerri, Imo State. And our National Assembly correspondent, Mohammed Rabiu Ali, reports.
You generated the fund and you spend it yourself without appropriation, in which you don't have the power to do that. Please, it's a grave offense on the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So we should take it very, very serious.
In your IG Act, maybe in 2023, you have 10 students and you collected 100 million, for example. And in 2024, you have 100 students and you collected 50 million. How can you reconcile that?
On 2 occasions, addressed all the vice chancellors of Nigerian universities before the commencement of the budgetary process. And up to now, I've not seen a very coherent compliance to that effect.
These are observations of the committee on some of the identified infractions committed by the university in 2023-2024 budget utilization. The Vice Chancellor of the Federal University of Technology, Owerri, Professor Nnenna Oti, represented notes the infractions raised, urging the committee to assist in addressing infrastructure deficit in the institution.
Having noted the comments, the questions or queries, as the case may be, we promise to go back and do the needful, so that by the way you come here next year, you see us better than we are today.
While at the Albany Koko Federal University of Education, the Vice Chancellor briefed committee members on the achievements so far recorded since its transition from a college to the university status.
The essence of this exercise is for you to nurture us, to guide us, to comply, with the extant laws. Nobody knows everything, and we learn every day.
The committee continues the oversight at federal universities in the South-South zone. Muhammad Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
As more Nigerian consumers pay premium prices for products that fall short of declared standards, the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission is stepping up enforcement to protect the public. This time, 5 textile warehouses in Kano have been sealed for allegedly selling underweights and shortened fabric materials. Fatima Sanusi reports.
The commission discovered fabrics labeled as 10 yards, measuring only 9, and others marked 5 yards, less than 4.5, violating consumer protection laws. The sealed warehouses are located at Sharada, Gandang Albasa, Ibrahim Taiwo Road, and nearby commercial areas. The enforcement exercise led by Director of Surveillance and Investigation, Bola Dele Adeyinka, followed weeks of discreet checks across major textile markets in the state. Speaking on behalf of the Chief Executive of the Commission, the Director of Surveillance says the action sends a strong message of zero tolerance for consumer exploitation and unfair competition.
So the problem there is the misleading aspect of it. It's deceptive, it's misleading, and it's obnoxious.
He warns that selling fabrics below stated measurements not only cheat buyers, but pushes honest traders out of business and limits consumer choice. The Commission says enforcement will continue nationwide to ensure consumers get exactly what they pay for. In Kano, Fatima Sanusi Karai, NTA News.
In a move to tackle unemployment and empower young Nigerians, the Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture has partnered with the Gießen-Friedberg Chambers of Commerce in Germany to create few pathways for youth employment and skills development. Moblang Dakok reports.
Youths constitute about 70% of Nigeria's population. Yet, unemployment and underemployment remain major challenges confronting them. This partnership between the Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, NACIMA, and the Gießen-Friedberg Chambers of Commerce in Germany aims to bridge this gap by expanding opportunities for youth employment. Already, 18 Nigerians have been selected for the pilot phase of the initiative.
We have started now a program to train young Nigerians in the area of hospitality. They already passed the A1 level, and next year they will fly to Germany in order to start their 3 years dual vocational training.
When they have vocational skills, we up their skills, they will become very marketable. So that makes it a very, very good program which we want to skill up and get more young Nigerians, to participate and get exported out of Nigeria officially, and that will help legal migration.
Young people can come and do their business, they get support, there's a business center adjacent to it, so they can really scale up their business there and get support from the chamber movement.
The collaboration is expected to translate to economic prosperity and improved livelihoods for young Nigerians. In Abuja, Muplang Dakok, NTA News.
Nigeria's Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, under the leadership of Benga Komolafe, was among those honored with the Global Sustainable Leadership Award of the Global Sustainable Education and Leadership Conference 2025. The event held at the House of Lords, Palace of Westminster, United Kingdom, drew senior policymakers, business leaders and diplomats from across the world, receiving the award, which was in recognition of impressive performance in the regulatory, revenue and other induces Komolafe dedicated the honor to the Nigerian people, describing it as a reflection of their resilience and the commitment of President Bola Tinubu to reform. He emphasized that transparency, competitiveness and sustainability, as well as value addition to Nigeria's hydrocarbon resources, underscored Nigeria's leadership in the sector on the continent. The G7 London Conference 2025 theme, the intersection of innovation, sustainability and equity for energy access, served as a major forum for global dialogue on the future of energy, education and inclusive growth. And are you still watching the news? We'll be back with more reports. Please stay with us.
Legendary final sale of the year is here. This festive season, enjoy extra savings on luxury and comfortable sofa sets, modern and functional dining sets, sophisticated and smart bed sets, and our royal collections. Classy, premium, and truly exclusive. Shop 10 million naira and receive a complimentary Daisy tea set. Spend 15 million and take home a 65-inch smart TV. Go higher at 20 million and experience unmatched comfort with our exclusive massage chair. Visit our showrooms in Abuja, Lagos, Kano, and Enugu, or shop online. It's big, it's bold, it's unforgettable. It's Baffy Furniture's legendary final sale of the year.
Feel the power of precision, engineered to perfection. Every component is crafted with care, and each design is meticulously tested. From concept to creation, our engineers push the boundaries of technology, seamlessly blending performance and sustainability with a deep commitment to African ingenuity. Introducing the CNG Boss, a remarkable achievement in engineering designed to operate on compressed natural gas, a cleaner and more sustainable fuel alternative. At Innocent Vehicles, we proudly lead the way in creating greener mobility across Africa. And it doesn't stop there. From SUVs to sedans, spacious buses to electric cars, Innocent offers a wide range of models designed to meet every need. Innocent Vehicle, the pride of African roads.
This is NTA News24.
Thank you for staying with us. The Executive Director and Chief Executive Officer of the National Primary Health Care Development Agency, Dr. Muyi Aina, has urged implementers of primary health care systems and programs across the country to strengthen accountability, transparency, and performance in the delivery of health services. He said this is key to improving population health outcomes and aligns with President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda of the health sector. The opening of the 2025 annual national conference of the Association of Coordinators and Directors of Primary Healthcare in Nigeria, Dr. Aida called for the primary healthcare leaders to consolidate on the achievements of ongoing health initiatives. This the Health Sector Renewal Investment Program, the Basic Health Care Provision Fund, and other strategic interventions aimed at building a sustainable, credible health system. Dr. Aina charged members of the association to remain steadfast in advancing healthcare at the grassroots levels. He advised government's commitment, he emphasized government's commitment to reducing maternal and child mortality through improved funding, adequate staffing, and the expansion of health insurance coverage for vulnerable populations.
70% of the disease burden that we suffer in this country is such that should be addressed at the primary healthcare level. When you don't do that effectively, you shift what the secondary and tertiary care can focus on because they are burdened with doing what we should be doing. So when they are burdened with what we should be doing, then they are not able to build the capabilities and have the bandwidth and the space and resources to pay attention to what they should be doing. So it's very important that we all work together.
The 2025 Annual National Conference of the Association of Coordinators and Directors of Primary Health Care in Nigeria has as its theme Primary Health Care Delivery System in Nigeria, the present state of affairs. And in a bid to promote the spirit of charity and sustainable community development, the Abuja Muslim Forum organized a one-day public lecture on endowment. The event brought together Islamic scholars, community leaders, politicians, and the public to discuss how the forum can serve as a lasting source of social and spiritual benefits. Suleiman Abdul Wahab has the details.
If you go to the West today, one of the most important instruments they use for funding development, whether it is healthcare, whether it is education, research, whether it is humanitarian support, whatever you think of in terms of development and support, they use the institutions of foundations and trusts.
Speakers at the event explained that WAF sustained vital services such as community development, education and healthcare, ensuring ongoing benefits to society.
I pray for this organization. Make Allah bless them, make Allah reward them. And I pray for Nigeria.
Women were encouraged to emulate good leaders' humanitarian activities as a form of WAF, demonstrating that everyone, regardless of status, can contribute meaningfully to the society.
It is high time for us to come together as a whole now and have something in common in terms of this wakaf. A lot of people may want to do it, but they don't have the wherewithal.
So one of the challenges is how to convince those who have these resources to bring it up and submit it for wakaf.
The forum also collaborated with a humanitarian organization to conduct a WAF medical outreach aimed at providing free health care.
They were also tested for hepatitis B and C and for malaria as well. It's been a wonderful collaboration. It was a successful conference, and we hope that the outcomes and the resolutions from this conference benefit the humanity which we serve.
The Abuja Muslim Forum pledged to continue promoting WAF awareness and community projects across Nigeria. In Abuja, Suleiman Tabu Abdul Wahab, NTA News.
And our football met with architectural excellence as NTA sports analyst Jacob Oyekale celebrated the golden age of 50 over the weekend. And to commemorate this, the football fraternity in Abuja came together to celebrate him with a novel football match. And Daniel Aderi reports.
At first glance, it looks like a local league match. But at the center of it all is a man who over the years has given heart and soul to the beautiful game. And so it is no wonder that as he clocks the golden age of 50, friends, family and the Abuja football fraternity in general showed up to honor the man everyone simply calls JJ.
JJ is so special to us in the sense that JJ is one person that socializes with almost everybody, and JJ coordinates a lot of our activities for us.
Always, you see him in media, you understand, analyzing football, good things, saying good things about football. And then he's our friend, you know, we grew up together. So that's why we come to honor him today.
He has been one of the exceptional few individuals who technically and administratively has been part of the system over the years.
We all grew up in the same place. Even our parents grew up together. And I just came back from US yesterday night because of this.
I wish him long life. I wish him good health, plenty money.
I wish him well. I wish him well in his life. I also pray that God will lead him to fulfill those things that he has in mind as a man.
And for the celebrant, His has been a journey that spans over 3 decades, and though a trained architect by profession, his drive and passion for sports comes from a place to see the nation's flag hoisted at the zenith of sporting excellence.
When they say age is just a number, I just believe it now. Because here am I, I'm 50, and some people won't tell me that I'm not looking the 50. You see, when you have passion for something, you don't look at what you will get, but what you are investing. So I've invested 30 years in sport, and where the day Nigeria won the AFCON in 2013, and knowing that I have players like Nusa, Juwon in that team, it was one of the greatest things that happened to me.
In Abuja, Daniel Adiriye, NTA News.
All right, with that we conclude the news on NTA News 24. Many thanks for watching. I am Charles Alpha.